Hi, welcome to NicheCraft. My name is Cassie and I'm your host. This is Honey Bear, one of my favorite stuffies, and I want to let you know that this is one of my baby blanket items that I have in my Etsy store. Just wanted to explain that. This is basically just a granny square with a border, and it's made with Lion Brand ice cream divigation roving. So just wanted to explain that before I started. So the first thing I want to say is I know that today is Mystery Box Monday, and I apologize for not doing a Mystery Box Monday today. I know that you guys are fine with it. I know that you're cool if I have to skip a day, you know, but it goes a little bit further than that with me. There's something going on with me that has to do with the channel. I'm gonna address it. And it's actually prevented me from making not just today's video, but a video on Saturday. You know, I understand that when I am on this channel that, you know, I'm having a lot of fun and I enjoy it, and I mean, I really love it, but I probably come through as pretty together, reasonably together, and as thriving, you know, and maybe it doesn't look so much like I might have some issues that I have, like I've mentioned autism, and I also have some mood disorders, and I also have some chronic disorders as well. I've mentioned my back before, you know, basically some stuff that affects my energy, but something's been happening with some of my subscribers that, again, it just needs to be addressed. And I want to say, I do not want to make this video. I didn't want to. And I think that that's one of the things that caused it to be so difficult for me to come to the point where I was like, okay, I'm just got to make this. And why I hadn't posted any other videos yet is just, I know I have to deal with this so that everybody can move forward. So I've got some notes written down here. That's not to say that it's not anything that I say isn't sincere. It's just I have to collect my thoughts, especially when it has to do with something that's affecting me on an emotional level. So yeah, I'm just having this problem. I would say that if you're watching this video, it is like 99.98% likely that this doesn't apply to you. But keep watching, because for those of you who it doesn't apply to, I really would appreciate your feedback. And I want to get even more specific, just so that everybody's on the same page. I am not talking about any of my giveaway winners, okay? I'm not talking about anybody who has ever offered to trade with me. Sometimes I'll be opening a mystery box and I'll be like, I don't really like that. And sometimes people either in comments or they'll send me an email and will be like, hey, you know, I'm interested in that. Would you like to trade? Or I'm interested in that. If I sent you some money, would you ship it to me? That's not who I'm talking about, okay? And I'm not talking about, you know, anybody else who I've had a friendly conversation with about exchanging stuff with, okay? So I just want to make sure that you guys know that this is a very specific kind of situation, and I feel like that's an important thing to establish before I talk about the issue that I am having. So I want to start off by saying, I know it probably seems like I have a whole lot of money because I'm constantly opening these, you know, great boxes of mystery yarns and all of that. I just want to say that I love purchasing yarn and I love feeling it and experiencing it, but at least 90% of what I open on the channel, I ends up either in a giveaway, as donations. Okay, and by that I mean used to make objects to then donate, or used to donate to some of the local areas that have a need for craft supplies, or is stuff that I put in my Etsy shop. Either I show you guys some new ice cream yarn, and I use it to make blankets, for example. I've got some yarn that I've showed you guys that is going to turn into beanies that I'm going to be putting on in my Etsy store soon. And also, of course, for my mystery boxes, which I've got a lot of really great feedback on. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been so supportive on Etsy. I really appreciate that. So I just want you to know that I only actually keep about 10% of what I unbox, if even that. And that which I keep, at least 50%, if not more, of the projects are not even made for me. They're made for other members of the family. They're made for gifts. They're made to donate to different causes, stuff like that. So I just wanted to be very clear that I give back to the community in a lot of different ways, and I love it. I love it, and it's great. In addition to that, I also, like everybody else, I would imagine, I watch YouTube a lot, and there are certain channels that I really, really dig, and there's channels that I really want to support, and people here in the community that maybe I haven't even talked that much to, but I just want to, you know, say, hey, I see you, I think you're cool and everything. So I might do some donations to the channels. Maybe I'll give a few dollars in a monetization party, for example, you know, or maybe I'll you know, leave a super chat or super thanks or whatever, you know, those kinds of things. So yeah, I mean, I like doing that, and it's a part of who I am. And now we're going to talk about the issue that probably sounds like I've been avoiding, but it's kind of tough for me. Before I even started this channel, I mean, I've always been a generous person, and I've noticed, and you guys probably might imagine that a lot of people take advantage of that, especially if they see one thing and they think that it means something else. Like, some people see me and they see a certain situation I'm in, like maybe I'm unboxing this stuff in these videos, right? And every single one of the things that I've unboxed is a investment in my Etsy store, for example. And they might think, oh my gosh, she can afford so much stuff. But it's like, no, this is just me buying supplies that I can then, you know, give to other people, and maybe keeping one or two that I really, really like that I just don't want to part with, right? You know, in the past, I've had friends that have taken advantage of me. You know, I'm always, you know, as long as I'm reasonably good financially, I'm always up for, you know, helping people out and that kind of stuff. It's not really that great of an idea, I've realized, especially with friends, to, you know, like give money, for example. That's something I don't do anymore. Or get into a friendship where I'm giving a lot of something of mine that's very valuable that isn't being respected, like time, for example, you know, energy, time, and of course any of my resources. And then I have some friendships where we just give to each other, and it's just a back and forth. Those kinds of friendships are people who I know on a personal level, right? I mean, they might have YouTube channels, but these are personal friends. So anyway, it's really hard for me to talk about this. I'm sorry. I know that I'm just pushing it, and here we go. So I'm having some problems with people, and this is a big problem for me, okay? This got me emotionally dysregulated. It sent me into an autistic meltdown, okay? And I don't want to have to explain what that means, because that's not the purpose of this video. It sent me into an autistic meltdown, brought on a lot of emotional problems for myself over the past few days. Every so often, I have people send me email requesting donations. And it's not just like, hey, you know, I really like your channel. Is there anything that maybe you could send me that could help me get this project done? and I'll pay you for shipping or something. It's not reasonable, okay? They're not reasonable asks. These are people who are just like, hey, I'm really down on my luck. I've had all of these terrible things happen in my life. And as somebody who's gone through a lot of really hard things, that's kind of something that I'm very sensitive to. Some of these people are lying, okay? They're just not even being honest about this. Some of them, I don't know. Some of them are being kind of half-truthful, whatever. They ask for donations of yarn, donations of books and other kinds of notions and things like that. And just for me to give them to them, you know. They ask, like after I do a review on a book, like the one that Greg just recently got me, I've had a couple of people ask me if I could just loan them out to them. You know, there's people that I don't know. I mean, I don't even loan out my books to my friends because it's just, I'm really possessive of my physical books. It's just the way I am, you know. Hey, we all have our own rights to be like that with our possessions, you know, especially something that Greg got me. People asking me, you know, hey, I really like this one book. I was just wondering, do you have this other book that's kind of connected to it or made by the same publisher or whatever? Do you have that? If you do, could you send that to me? And I promise I'll send it back to you. You know, that kind of stuff. It's like, I mean, aren't the giveaways enough? I mean, I try so hard to make sure I'm giving back to people, and I feel so exploited. I feel so taken advantage of when I feel like I'm really going above and beyond to give back to the community. And those, you know, those mystery boxes I sell on Etsy, I mean, I really honestly do put a lot of value into those, you know? I'm not saying like, oh, I lose money on them. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I have worked really hard to make this channel a positive experience where I can give back to people who appreciate it and build a business around me being generous, but also me enjoying the kinds of crafts that I like, you know? And the one I think that bothers me the most is that there are actually people out there who, after I mention a giveaway, you know, I do the video for the giveaway winner, will send me messages back and say, yay, I can't believe I won. And it's like, but it's not them, you know. That really bothers me too. I would not be addressing this if this wasn't something that multiple people were doing. If it was just one person, whatever, you know. This is stuff that multiple people have done, and it's even something that one person has done even after I decided, you know what, I'm going to make a donation anyway. And I guess they weren't appreciative of that, or they just thought that they could milk me for more and keep asking me for more and more and more. I mean, after I felt like I gave above and beyond what I sent this person more than enough yarn to make what they said their project was, and a design book and some other things that were really unique to her. You know, I took the time to, I'm not trying to pick on anybody, you know, I'm not trying to pick on a specific person, but I'm just trying to express that before I had this channel up, I was spending a lot of Greg's money on taking care of my own stuff. Now, Greg, I'm very, very lucky that Greg is the kind of man who has one of those steady 9-to-5s and thrives with that. And I'm very, very lucky. Me and the kids are very, very lucky to have a man in our lives who really is willing to take care of us, you know, and he's so good about that. He pays all of the needed bills, you know, and he takes care of us. And if I ask him, can I borrow some money for yarn, he'll let me do that. And that he's a really kind man. But I started this whole thing, and I even hate being so vulnerable as to even having to tell you guys this, but I just want you guys to know where I'm coming from. I started this whole thing because, number one, I thought it would be fun, but number two, I was in a big rut before I started this YouTube channel. I had been in a situation where I was in a business, and my business partner ended up basically stealing thousands of dollars from me, and I don't want to get into that. It doesn't deserve any time. And I had to basically shut down the business, even though it was very good, But then right after I shut it down, when I had to part with that business partner and didn't really know how to do it all by myself, right when I had to shut that down, after that I was hit by a couple of unexpected bills. There was a dentist bill and mental health bill, basically, that I really need to take care of. Greg helped me with that, of course. And you know what? He didn't have any problem helping me with that, but that makes me feel bad that in me and Greg's relationship, I like and hold pride in the idea that I can pay for my own stuff. That's just who I am. So part of starting this was to hopefully find a way to bring an income from it, right? I mean, I'm not gonna pretend like that didn't come across my mind. I'm actually very, very surprised with how lucrative it's been so far. I mean, I'm very surprised, but I am still paying Greg back for some of that stuff, and I will continue to pay him back. So even though I have an Etsy store, even though I'm finally monetized, it just happened. I have not held a monetization party or anything like that, but I do intend to. Even though all of those things, I'm still getting to a point where I'm caught up enough to feel positive, like I'm bringing in enough to put in savings and just do my own thing, what I do for my own financial freedom and all of that. Just what makes me feel the best financially. I'm not saying that I'm suffering, please don't take that, approach. And I'm not saying that I can't afford the giveaways that I do. I can totally afford them. It's fine. I love doing it. I'm just trying to say that I put a lot of myself out there, and I give so much that when I think I started getting those messages maybe on Friday. By the time it was Saturday, I had this really amazing woman who sells on Etsy. I had gotten some mystery boxes from her, and I couldn't wait to do a small shop Saturday, but I was feeling really rough from some of the stuff I got on Friday, and then I got hit with more on Saturday. And then yesterday on Sunday, I was still down about it. I mean, this affected me. It dysregulated me so much that I couldn't function. I couldn't go downstairs and be around my kids. I couldn't sleep, actually. I woke up after 4 hours. I just could not sleep. And then I ended up staying awake in the middle of the night and then going back to sleep, and I just feeling so crazy. For me, when I'm emotionally stressed, I have flare-ups. Emotional stress is also very bad for another chronic condition that I have that I just don't feel like talking about, but don't worry, it can be managed. It's just, it just, when I get off on everything, And so that's why I did not post a mystery box Monday today. And that's why I didn't post that small business Saturday, because I really wanted to deal with this first. So I've got this written down. I just want to make sure that I'm very clear about what I'm going to do about this. It's taken a lot of thought, and running this by Greg and another one of my friends who has a YouTube channel as well. Here's how I'm going to move forward for this. In the future, starting now, okay? Anybody who sends me a message that asks straight up donations for them, not for an organization, but for them personally, Like, hey, I saw that you got a bunch of yarn. Would you like to give me some? Or, hey, I saw that you got this book. Could I borrow it? That kind of stuff. Everybody who sends messages like that, I am going to have to block them on my business email, okay? I'm going to have to block their email just because I can't handle seeing that on an emotional level. I just can't handle it. And anybody who tries to trick me into thinking that they've won the giveaway when they haven't, I am going to that's going to be an automatic block, okay? I mean, these aren't people that are like clearly the winners. I mean, these people are clearly not the winners, and I don't know if they're trying to make a joke or trying to maybe confuse me or something, but I've been taken advantage of way too much to be able to trust that kind of thing. And if it is a joke, it's in poor taste. And just know that I am not a very trusting person when it comes to that kind of stuff. Now, if you want to offer a trade, that's great. I don't usually do trades, but I would love to be open to any kind of trade that you might want to do. If you see me talking about, I was like, yeah, this yarn is just not, I don't like it, If you want to ask me, hey, I'll pay you shipping to get that off your hands, That's fine too. I'm totally open to that. If you have an organization or if you know of a place to donate and you want to tell me about that, that's completely different, okay? I'm talking about people who's like, hey, I've got this terrible sob story, and everybody has a sob story. It's my philosophy that every single human on the planet is just barely trying to hold it together. And as long as I think of people like that, like every person, then it helps me become more compassionate. So people don't have to give me reasons. They don't have to say, gosh, I got this stuff, I'm down on this, and I'm going through some hard times and all of that. I know people go through hard times. I've been through terrible times, I'm embarrassed because I'm not a very pretty crier. But yeah, I mean, it's like, I know that, but I mean, I've been through it too, and I'm doing the best that I can to give back. And gosh, isn't at least 2, if not more, giveaways, big giveaways, enough? I mean, I guess there's going to be some people that, I guess people call them, I'm terrible with idioms, they call them the green-eyed monsters. I don't know. I think that it's a little bit premature to call people necessarily greedy for asking, but I think that people are seeing that I'm a certain kind of person that gives, and they're trying to take advantage of that spirit that I have, and I can't let that happen. So this is what blocking means to me. I can't correspond every single email to its corresponding, the corresponding person who on YouTube, because emails and the YouTube names are different. I can't know that for certain, but I will. If somebody asks me straight up, or definitely if anybody tries to trick me into thinking that they want to give away when they haven't, like there, and I just want to say the people who have tried so far are people that I knew their email to begin with, and I knew it wasn't them. Okay, so that's one of the reasons why I knew. But yeah, those people, will automatically be blocked. In fact, if you've ever done that to me in an email before, tried to make me think that, or even tried to joke about making me think that you were the one that won and you didn't, I'm going to have to actually block you now, because I can't, I just, it affects me too much. That said, guys, look, I know this was probably emotional and heavy and everything, but I'm looking for some feedback here. Is this normal? Am I being a jerk? Like, should I give to people who ask, I mean, I don't know. Like, would you rather, I mean, would you rather me have these giveaways that's fair and open to anybody who enters? Or, you know, or what? I mean, it's like, I don't even make you guys turn on your subscribers so I can make sure you're subscribed to me. I mean, I just take, it's an honor system. I just assume that you're subscribed to me. You know, I ask you guys to subscribe, but, you know, I don't know that for certain. But obviously, if you're not subscribed, you're probably not going to see the winner video, so. But yeah, I mean, like, what do are these people just being, you know, innocent and all of that? Is my solution too harsh? I'm, like, the fact that I'm uncertain about it, it makes me feel this, like, kind of icky. It's really confusing for me, and you gotta understand, you know, I have issues reading social cues, you know, and I could be totally wrong, but anyway, let's just move on, okay? Now, it's in the past, we're moving on, everybody is on the same page. So, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen next. Tomorrow, in fact, right after I finish recording this and get it processed and get it uploaded, I am going to do the Small Business Saturday, and I will post that tomorrow at 10 in the morning. And then I'll do my mystery box money that I would have done today for tomorrow, and I'll post it in the afternoon. And in the meantime, if you want to support me, go ahead and subscribe, like this video, you know, share my channel to other people, check out my Etsy store. You might like it, you might not, it's cool. And just know that got a lot of cool stuff planned for you guys, but I gotta make sure that I'm healthy as well, so that's why this video is out. And seriously, I'm embarrassed. I don't even know what to think about this, but I just had to make it. Just understand that. And you know what? It was good talking to you guys. I'm just thinking about all the people on the other side of the camera that is listening to me, and I'm really looking forward to seeing your comments back to this. I know it's kind of a yucky topic, but I have found that my subscribers here are so kind and compassionate, and have made me feel so good about myself, you know, which is another thing that makes me feel so bad about making this video, is that it doesn't even apply to most of you, you know. But I just want to say I really appreciate you guys. I really, really do appreciate it. And I am going to be back tomorrow without all the tears. And I'll be good, okay? I just really needed to take care of this, and I know it might seem silly, but it was really bothering me. It was bothering me enough that I couldn't make my videos, so I'm on track again, and I will see you soon in another video. Bye for now.